All righty, mock draft 4.0. We've done 3 mock drafts so far through the 2025 NFL draft cycle. Today is mock draft 4.0. And it's a big one because it's the first time the Giants have had sole ownership of the number 1 overall pick. Giants lose out, they will be picking number 1 overall. And first off, shout out to the Raiders. Raiders! And shout out to AP. AP! 5'8". Once a Giant, always a Giant. I always thought his number should have been retired. And I think it'd be even sweeter if we retired his number right now. I went and watched that play this morning that he made against the Green Bay Packers in the 2008 playoffs on that screen pass on 3rd and 8. Had me feeling nicey. This is the 2025 NFL Draft as we sit. Giants own the number 1 overall pick. Then it's the Patriots, Jags, Titans, Browns, Raiders, Panthers, Jets, Bears, and Saints. If the Giants lose out with 2 more games left versus the Colts and versus the Eagles, they will be picking number 1 in the NFL Draft. And they will have their choice of who they want to be the next franchise quarterback for this team. Before they make that pick, though, I want to hear from you. What is your pick? Pick a QB. Type S for Shedeur Sanders. Type C for Cam Ward. If you were the general manager of the New York Football Giants, who would you select with the number 1 overall pick? Mock Draft 4.0. Marsh G is in the seat of the Giants GM. And bring me Cam Ward. I am going to take Cam Ward, number 1 overall, over Shedeur Sanders. I just think that the things that I value are things that I think are important for a quarterback. The needle just slightly turns towards the side of Cam Ward. To be honest with you, I would be fine with either of these guys at QB. I've done my research. I've watched every throw of Cam Ward this year. I've watched every throw of Shedeur Sanders this year, multiple times. I have no life. When I get home, all I watch is Giants content, and I watch film breakdowns, and I watch film of these guys. I'd be fine. I think both these guys, if you select them, could be franchise quarterbacks. The moves you make after you select the guy are going to be more important than which quarterback you pick. Which guy are you going to build a supporting cast on to have more success for that guy? And the rumors out there kind of make me feel like Cam Ward might be the guy for the Giants. Todd McShay, longtime NFL draft insider for ESPN, put out this the other day. There seems to be a sentiment across the league from people I've talked to that the New York Giants have a thing for Cam Ward. And he's not the only person to say that. Remember Nevin Shapiro put out that quote, former Miami booster who's plugged into Miami, said this, I'm being told through reliable sources, Cam Ward is going to the New York Giants. Guaranteed. And the University of Miami's offensive coordinator is going with him, Shannon Dawson. I'm telling you, holler at me at April 25th or 26th or whenever the draft is. The Giants are taking Cam Ward. And this is from real, I can't tell you who, I'm just telling you, real, reliable sources. And Matt Miller, who covers the NFL draft for ESPN, tweeted this out just on the 23rd. So here's my December 23rd prediction. The New York Giants select quarterback Cam Ward with the 1st overall pick. Where there is smoke, there is fire. And I feel confident in saying this. The New York Giants like both Ward and Sanders. They really do. Joe Shane has been to 2 Miami Hurricane games this year. Joe Shane has been to 2 Colorado football games this year. The Giants have sent scouts to 3 football games this year of both quarterbacks. I don't know if the Giants have gone to Miami Hurricanes practices, but I do know the Giants have been to 2 Colorado Buffalo practices this year. But the reason that I just have slightly Cam Ward above Shedeur is because of what Cam has between the ears and what he's got thumping inside his chest. I want to read off a couple of quotes from Cam Ward at the Heisman Trophy ceremony when he was asked about playing for the New York Football Giants. He said, if Joe Shane wants to come get me, he knows what's best. The tape says it all. You're going to get a competitor out of me. The city of New York. I won't be in the city probably ever. I'll stay in New Jersey for all day, every day. It's too much out here. I'll just be vibing and trying to make some football plays for the Giants. I love that. Also said, I know if the Giants got a chance to get me, they're going to get everything I got. They would be getting that dude. They would be getting someone who doesn't care about anything. Just how he moves, how he operates on and off the field, and is confident. Somebody who is going to challenge himself more than he challenges the team. At the end of the day, wins mean everything. You're getting a winner. I just love the mental makeup of Cam Ward. I love what this guy has had to go through to get to where he's at. Triple option offense senior year of high school. Goes to Incarnate Word, D1 AA program. Transfers to Wazoo, then moves on to Miami and has them competing to make the college football playoff in year one. Leader, alpha, captain, dog. 4 buzzwords that I associate with Cam Ward. Things I love about him. Elite playmaking skills. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying he's got a little Mahomey in him when he gets outside the pocket and he's making plays out of structure. He's an alpha. He's a leader, and he oozes confidence, but he's also humble. Also, he's just scratching the surface. He's been throwing in a passing offense for just 3 years. Remember, he played in a triple option offense in high school. Things he needs to work on. Ball placement on the gimme throws. He misses a couple of those that show up on tape. That's fixable. He doesn't always need to play hero ball. Sometimes realize that the juice is not worth the squeeze. That could be coached. And pre and post snap reads. That can also be worked on in the next level. Just to compare these prospects side by side, we'll go through a couple of sack graphics. Completion percentage points away as Shedeur. Passing yards towards Cam. TD to INT ratio, about the same. Big time throw percentage. Cam out-edges Shedeur in that, but turnover-worthy play percentage, I think Shedeur does take a little bit better care of the football. Some advanced stats. Talk about adjusted completion percentage. That factors in drops and other things. Cam's 76.5, Shedeur 82.7. Cam is pushing the ball further down the field, though. 9.5 yards per throw, 8.0 yards per throw for Shedeur. The when pressured completion percentage. This is a big stat for me. How do you operate when under pressure? Shedeur a little bit better, but 50% is also for Cam. Pressure turnover-worthy play percentage. Points the arrow to Shedeur, but how many big-time throws do you make under pressure? Cam Ward leads that department. What about on 20-plus air yard throws? What about when you want to take the top off the defense and you create chunk plays? Similar completion percentage, adjusted completion percentage goes to Cam. Big-time throw percentage on those plays goes toward Cam. Turnover-worthy plays, though, goes toward Shedeur. That's my favorite thing about Shedeur, how well he takes care of the football. Overall, 5 things that I really think about. Arm talent, Cam. Decision-making, Shedeur. Accuracy, Shedeur. Playmaking, Cam. Leadership, Shedeur. It's really a preference of what do you like. Do you like chocolate ice cream? Do you like vanilla ice cream? Do you want a quarterback that's on time, on target, works within the confines of an offense? Or do you want a guy that could do that as well as create outside the pocket and get sticky with it when the offensive line's protection breaks down? I do want to make it clear, though. Giants are not a QB away. I mean, I thought that at one time, but you know what? They're not. I do think that they are a QB away from being at least competitive, but they got a long way to go when it comes to competing in the NFC East to be champions yet again. Round 2 pick coming up in a second. A 2-round mock draft on today's show. We selected Cam Ward in the first round. I'll tell you who we selected in round 2 in the second. Round 2 coming up in a second. But first, I got to give a major shout out to our proud sponsor, ZBiotics. Go to zbiotics.com/chatsports and get 15% off your first purchase. Anyone who may not bounce back after a night of drinking as well as maybe they used to, listen up. Let's face it, when going out, I have to make a choice. I can either have a nice night or a great next day. That is until I found ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol. Pre-Alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to drink this probiotic before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. So stay in the loop and go to zbiotics.com/chatsports or scan the QR code on screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use code ChatSports at checkout. From Thanksgiving feast to New Year's Eve celebrations, this holiday season is packed with events, but don't let the festivities leave you feeling less than merry. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic can help you savor the night and seize the next day. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/chatsports and use that promo code chat sports to get 15% off your first order. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode in the good times. Pick number 33. First overall pick in the second round. Give me the behemoth of a man, Tyreek Williams, the defensive tackle. 6'3", 327 pounds, one of the best run-stuffing and run-stopping DTs in this draft. Other players that were available, as I did use the PFF mock draft simulator, Jahdae Barron, stud corner out of Texas. He was a thought for me. Walter Nolan, we've already done a mock draft with him being selected. I really like him, former 5-star prospect, and I believe the number one prospect in his high school graduating class. TJ Sanders, also a dog on the defensive line. Savion Williams, 6'4", 6'5", outside receiver that's also really good with the ball in his hands. And then Tyler Warren, the Penn State tight end. I almost took him. That was the guy I almost selected, but I settled on Tyreek Williams. I didn't factor in need. I just factored in best player available because that's who I want the Giants to draft. Best player available. And I think Tyreek Williams could be that guy. This year at Ohio State, 35 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. Really good as a run stuffer. 2.5 sacks this year. And he's got 18 stops and 14 pressures. Dane Brugler of The Athletic, their lead NFL draft analyst, in my opinion, the best in the game. Shout out to Dane, a friend of the program. Says there are better interior pass rushers in this draft class. But as a run defender, though, Williams is near the top of the list. He has physical gifts, including his big man agility and shed strength. But what stands out most are his gap integrity and recognition, both pre and post snap, to sniff out plays. Dane actually has Williams back in November when he did his first top 50 players as the 19th prospect. PFF had him as a top 40 prospect, and we're getting him at pick 33. This is a guy that is elite versus the run. You see the stats on screen in Pro Football Focus grades. He has a run defense grade of 86.0 this year. He can improve as a pass rusher. I'm not looking for a pass rusher next to Dexter Lawrence. I'm looking for a guy that could take some pressure off Dexter, a guy that can help you become a top run defense in this league. I mean, if this is your front four next year, you've got real talent there. And Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Tyreek Williams, and Kayvon Thibodeau. Adding Williams to this team gives you an identity, gives you a just path of success, a dominant defensive line, 4 game records on the D-line. Go watch Ohio State in the college football playoffs the rest of the way and keep your eyes on Williams. And you're going to see that guy make play after play after play and make the opposing interior offensive lineman's life hell. He just does it. So mock draft 4.0, we get our QB. We get our guy. We get our signal caller. And Cam Ward, all about the U. And also Tyreek Williams, a defensive tackle. Grade this mock draft for me. You get a QB, and you get a starting DT. And you get a starting DT. Grade this mock draft A, B, C, D, or F. I want to hear from you in the comments section. Make sure you are following me on social media, and let's talk more about this mock draft over there at @MarshallGreen_ on both platforms. Hit me up, give me a follow, and let's go Big Blue.